Hey guys, Coach Chris here, back with another video, continuing our series on the French. My opponent played e4, e6, d4, d5, and now knight c3. In the Don't Bingus repertoire against both knight c3 and knight d2, I recommend taking, and whether they started with knight d2 or, like in the game, knight c3, then after we take and white recaptures, then we get to the same position. So by capturing, we cut out all the theory after knight c3 and all the theory after knight d2. So it's a pretty practical choice. We break apart white's perfect center. This does come at some cost. We've broken the tension. We brought white's knight to the middle. And we will be slightly behind in development, so we do need to be aware of that and develop intentionally with speed right now. In the Don't Bingus repertoire, I recommend knight to d7 supporting knight g f6, and then typically we develop with something like bishop e7, castle, c5, b6, light squared bishop on b7. But recently I've been interested in this line, the Fort Knox variation. The idea is that as early as move 1, we know that our problem piece is going to be the light squared bishop because we put our central pawn on a light square. And so at the very first opportunity, we work to fix that piece, to give it a job. In this game, white played c3. I played bishop c6. That was the whole idea of bishop d7, getting it on an active diagonal. Now that knight in the middle is attacked, and so white decided to retreat it, and I just start developing my pieces. Knight f6, knight f3, knight b d7. I want to control e5 so that white's knight can't come in and take my bishop and wreck my pawns. So knight b d7. White played bishop d3, and now just simple development. And now my king is safe, all my minor pieces are developed. White played bishop g5, I just kicked it out. And so now I need to come up with a plan. My minor pieces are all good, and my king is safe, but white has more of the center. So development's good, king safety's good, time to fight for the center. I didn't really see how I could pull off e5, but a pawn break that I could pull off would be c5, and so I prepared that by playing b6, trying to get the bishop out of the way. And after queen e2, bishop b7, now the way has been paved for the c5 pawn break, attacking white's center. White played a4, which doesn't really do anything. c5, fighting for the center. Here white took, and I recaptured. Now I've got two attackers on d3. All of my pieces are fantastic. Got the open d file to work with. And here white blundered with knight to e5. It looks like that protects d3, but a common thematic idea as far as I can tell in the Fort Knox. I haven't studied it too much, but from what I have seen, queen d5 is a pretty common move because your bishop is on one of these two squares, and it's pretty easy to threaten checkmate. So queen d5, threatening mate, and after white blocks, I played rook fd8, and white resigned. So it was just game over after that. The idea is white can't really play bishop c2 because then I can take the bishop on d2. Yeah, I mean, white's just completely lost in this position. The engine says that technically the cleanest way to have done it would have been to play knight takes d3 first, and then after knight takes d3 now play rook fd8. Still have two pieces on the d file. We're going to win one of them. And the engine thinks that after rook fd8, white can try some cleverness with c4. That's still completely losing, but knight d3 is the cleanest way to win the extra piece. whatever. I developed a piece that hasn't moved yet, and white immediately resigned. So totally okay with that being my only mistake. No inaccuracies, no blunders, 92% accuracy. Pretty happy with this game. And I mean, again, one of our takeaways that we see throughout our French series and really in my games in general is that, what's wrong with simple chess? We break apart white's perfect center and we start developing our pieces. We fix our worst piece right off the bat, and now we just try to develop quickly and efficiently, get our pieces out, we get our king safe, and once we're prepared, we start fighting for the center. And after just some natural moves, we end up getting in an easily equal position, if not slightly better for black, and white struggles to come up with something active, and it just immediately backfires. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that game. First non-exchange variation in our Let's Learn the French series, so that's exciting. There is a Chessable course coming out on the Fort Knox variation, which I'm really looking forward to. It's supposed to be out in February, so I'll definitely check that out and let you guys know what I think. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Keep grinding those tactics so that you can, win pieces cleaner than I did. And yeah, thanks for watching.